Welcome back, travelers. Leave the cold wind at the door, but keep your minds wide open. Last night, we spoke of the warmth of the earth and Helga's embracing loyalty. But my friends, you cannot protect a castle merely with swords, nor can you keep it standing purely on compassion. A castle requires a mind complex enough to hide the secrets within its walls and towers reaching for the sky. Today, we will talk about the master of those towers, the brightest intellect to descend from the misty mountains of Scotland, Rowena Ravenclaw. We've always been told that Ravenclaw is simply the house of nerds and bookworms. However, genius, my friends, always brings a dangerous companion with it: pride and madness. If your mugs are full, we are entering the labyrinths of the mind, because today you will witness how wit beyond measure turned into a tragedy beyond measure.
In those dark ages of the 10th century, while wizards were desperately looking for places to hide, Rowena Ravenclaw was watching the sky. While the others were fighting or tilling the soil, she was deciphering the language of dreams, parchments, and architecture. Many of you have wondered who chose the location for Hogwarts. Why by that massive lake? Why on those steep cliffs? Canon history whispers a very interesting detail to us. The location of Hogwarts was determined by a dream Rowena had. In her dream, a warty-hog led her to that cliff, right to the edge of that lake. Even the name of the school, Hogwarts, was born from Rowena's dream. But Rowena's true legacy is the walls themselves. Who do you think designed the constantly shifting staircases of Hogwarts? Those bewildering corridors. The core logic of the hidden room of requirement that only reveals itself to those in need. The eagle door knocker that demands a riddle instead of a password. All of these were preproinas fricket mindestens. She built Hogwarts not just as a school, but as a massive puzzle box that tested the students' intellect every single day. However, Rowena's mind was so fast, so vast, that the inability of the people around her to keep up eventually became her greatest curse. Godric's sword cut down enemies. Helga's cup healed poisons. But Rowena's relic held dominion over something far more dangerous than the others, the human mind. That legendary relic was the Diadem of Ravenclaw. Upon it was engraved that famous phrase, "Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure." This diadem would elevate the wearer's mental capacity, perception, and comprehension to an unbelievable level. When Rowena wore this diadem, she transformed into a seer who could behold all the secrets of the world simultaneously. But have you ever thought about what it is like to grow up in the shadow of a genius? Especially if that genius is your own mother? Rowena Ravenclaw. Helena was intelligent, she was beautiful, but she was never as flawless as her mother. No matter what she did, no matter how much she read, she was always one step behind her mother's unattainable wisdom. Rowena wasn't cruel to her daughter, perhaps, but the cold, distant perfectionism of highly intelligent people slowly poisoned Helena's soul. Helena didn't want to be like her mother, my friends. Helena wanted to be superior to her mother. And when ambition overtakes intellect, that intellect turns into a weapon. Helena committed the greatest, most shameful theft in Hogwarts history. While her mother slept, she stole the legendary diadem. Her goal was to wear the diadem and eclipse her mother. But do you know what Rowena did when she woke up and realized the diadem had been stolen by her own daughter? Did she draw her sword like Godric? Did she try to forgive with compassion like Helga? No. Rowena's unparalleled intellect surrendered to the greatest human weakness, pride. Rowena hid the fact that her own flesh and blood had stolen from her from the other founders. The reality that the great Rowena Ravenclaw couldn't even control her own daughter weighed so heavily on her pride that she buried this secret in silence. The diadem wasn't lost. Her daughter was simply on holiday. Shilit. The smartest woman in the world trapped herself in her own arrogance. Helena fled to the dark, dense forests of Albania. She hid the diadem in the hollow of a tree, the very hollow of the tree where, centuries later, a charismatic student named Tom Riddle would trick her ghost and find that diadem. Timer flowed on Anrel ill. Whether her illness was physical or whether she died of a broken heart, we will discuss on our final night. But on her deathbed, her stubbornness broke. She wanted to see her daughter one last time, to forgive her. For this, she commissioned a man who was bound to her daughter by an unrequited, obsessive love. That man was an ambitious and angry nobleman from the house of Salazar Slytherin. The man traveled to the Albanian forests and found Helena. He begged her to return, but Helena refused to go back to her mother's massive shadow. The man's love, twisted by the agony of rejection, turned into savage rage. And in that dark forest, without even drawing his wand, he stabbed Helena Ravenclaw through the chest with a dagger, killing her. When the man saw the woman he loved collapse, covered in blood, he realized what he had done. He turned the same dagger on himself, piercing his own heart, and committed suicide right there. That is how the story of the Bloody Baron, covered in silvery blood, and the Grey Lady, the quietest, most sorrowful ghost of the castle who wander the dark corridors of Hogwarts, truly ended. Rowena never saw her daughter one last time. The smartest woman in the world learned, in the most bitter way possible, that intellect cannot solve everything. That the human heart does not fit into equations. She carried the betrayal and death of her daughter as a secret in her chest to her grave. To be a Ravenclaw, my friends, doesn't mean getting the highest grades on exams or solving every riddle. A true Ravenclaw is someone who knows that knowledge is a power, but also a massive burden. Rowena taught us that the mind can soar to the sky, but pride can burn those wings. Intellect does not make you a god. Intellect merely gives you the ability to see your own tragedy more clearly. That is all for tonight from the Muggle Inn, travelers. We have seen the courage of the sword, the loyalty of the earth, and the sharp, cold labyrinth of the mind. But everything comes with a price. In the dark dungeons of the castle, there is still a man waiting to exact that price. A man controls the water and the serpent Salazar Slytherin. The last of the founders, the true master of betrayal and pure-blood ambition. On our next night, we will push the rusted doors of the Chamber of Secrets wide open. If you believe you have a place by the fire of this inn, do not forget to join us. And be sure to share your thoughts around the fire on why Rowena's flawless mind created such a massive tragedy. Until we escape the dark ages, remember to look at the sky and never forget that no intellect can defeat the heart. Safe travels.